Titled The Bride in the Black Veil, Part 1, The New Manor. When Daniel and Clara moved into the ancient Bellwick Manor, they were full of hope. The couple had recently married and wanted to escape the chaos of the city. Clara, an artist, adored the countryside and found the abandoned Victorian estate a perfect retreat for inspiration. The house was magnificent, though dusty and worn. It stood atop a fog-covered hill surrounded by decaying trees and an old stone fence. The locals called it the bride's house. Clara had asked the agent why. The agent shrugged. "Just a ghost story," he said, "about a bride who never made it to the altar." Part 2, The Whispering Halls. From the beginning, Clara noticed strange things. The halls whispered. At first, she thought it was wind seeping through the broken windows. But the whispers had words. "He lied," she waits veil of sorrow. Daniel didn't hear it. He dismissed her fear, blaming it on the stress of moving. Clara spent her days painting in the large drawing room, but she felt like someone was always watching her. Sometimes she would turn around and see, just for a second, a figure at the end of the hall, a woman in a black veil. Every night, the figure came closer. Part 3, The Portrait. One evening, Clara discovered a covered painting in the attic. The canvas was old and wrapped in faded linen. She unwrapped it and gasped. It was a portrait of a bride, pale, sad, and beautiful. Her face was almost lifeless, but her eyes burned with sorrow. She wore a black veil instead of white. The bottom corner of the painting had a name carved into it. Evelyn Rosethorn, 1874. When Clara showed it to Daniel, he stared at it strangely. "We should put it back," he said quickly. "Leave the past alone." But Clara didn't listen. She hung the portrait in the hallway. That night, the whispering turned into weeping. Part 4, Evelyn's Story. Clara visited the village library the next day. Hidden in a dusty book of local legends, she found Evelyn Rosethorn's story. Evelyn was a wealthy heiress in the 1800s, set to marry a man named Thomas Whitmore. On the night of their wedding, Thomas vanished. Some say he fled. Others said he was cursed. Heartbroken, Evelyn waited in her bridal gown for 3 days, never removing her veil. She was later found dead in her bedroom, still in the gown, but not white, black, dyed in ink, they said. Her grief had turned everything dark, and the legend said, she still waits in Bellwick Manor for the groom who broke her heart, and if she sees another bride, she follows. Clara felt a chill crawl down her spine. She was a bride too. Part 5, The Black Roses. When Clara returned home, she found a black rose on her pillow. She asked Daniel if he'd placed it there. He hadn't. More roses appeared the next day. One on her mirror, one in the bathtub, one on her wedding dress, still hanging in the wardrobe. That night, Clara dreamt of Evelyn, walking down the hallway, dragging her veil, whispering Clara's name. She woke up screaming, drenched in sweat. Daniel, growing concerned, suggested they leave for a few days. But Clara said, "She won't let me leave." Part 6, Daniel's Secret. One stormy night, Clara followed the sound of sobbing to the basement. There, she discovered something horrifying, an old journal hidden behind loose bricks in the wall. The journal belonged to Thomas Whitmore, and inside, she found a letter. To Daniel, "Keep the manor closed. If Evelyn's spirit ever awakens, leave at once. Her sorrow turns to rage. I failed her, don't make the same mistake." Clara's hands trembled. Daniel was a Whitmore. He had known all along. When she confronted him, his face went pale. "I thought it was just a myth," he whispered. "My family never believed in curses." "But she believes in you," Clara said. "And now she believes in me." Part 7, The Haunting Bride. That night, Clara awoke to the sound of footsteps in the hall. She opened the door and found Evelyn standing there. The black veil covered her face, but her eyes were glowing beneath it. Her dress moved like smoke. Behind her, the walls wept black ink. Clara screamed and slammed the door shut, but Evelyn walked straight through it. She raised her hand toward Clara's face. And then Daniel stepped between them. "Evelyn," he whispered, "I'm sorry. I know you waited, but I'm not him. The ghost bride froze. She lowered her veil, revealing a hollow face, eyes sunken, mouth stitched shut with thorns. Then she turned and vanished. Part 8. The final choice. The next morning, Clara was silent. She walked around the manor like in a trance. The whispers had stopped. The house was calm. But that night, Clara returned to the attic. She took Evelyn's portrait and placed it in her painting room. Then she began painting a new bride. This one was herself. She painted her own face, sad, pale, and behind a black veil. When Daniel found her hours later, the room was empty. Only the painting remained. Clara had vanished. The portrait showed two brides now, Evelyn and Clara, standing side by side, veils drawn, eyes open. Part 9, a new bride comes. Years passed. Bellwick Manor was sold again. A young couple moved in, newlyweds, full of dreams. On their first night, the new bride admired the antique portrait hanging in the hallway. "What a beautiful painting," she whispered. "I wonder who they were." From the end of the hall, a soft whisper echoed. "She waits." And in the mirror near the stairs, a third bride was watching. If you enjoyed our video, please subscribe to our channel. Share the video with others, and don't forget to like it.